What's up, my lovely people? Yeah, still going on with a new chapter in the Conversation Continuous series, The Ugandan Tales by Victor Rumanyika. A collection of poems written in a very constructive way, so to say, you know what I mean? So it's not like just about anything. They are written for someone to read, like I am doing, and yeah. So we got another poem on page 139. Get your books out. Those who are reading the book or have read the book are telling me just what they want to tell me. You know, when I meet people, when I meet my friends, my colleagues, my buddies, my mates, Kegus, what's that book all about, you know? Is it politics? No, it's not politics. Tales. It's like how I write my love stories. You know, everybody say like, now I'm writing from my heart with love, mapenzi yenyewe, 1994. It's a romantic biopic story, you know, on location, but that's another side of it. So if we go to page 139, today is the 10th of September 2022, and the poem is titled Sonnet of the Doctor. What's a sonnet? Of course, you all know what a doctor is, you know. Somebody who takes care of you, you know. Tell him your problems and figures out what's the problem. To remote, arid Karamoja, you shall go, unless you cease from inciting the people with your calls for civil disobedience and non-compliance with the law. Civil disobedience and non-compliance with the law. Two things going hand in hand. So does that warrant something other than what I'm going to read probably? Let's go into the poem. In his defiant and harsh voice he said, I'm not afraid of Karamoja. You see what I'm saying? Any of your jails or anything you throw at me, I'll continue to defy your illegal orders. I'm ready for anything and will continue with the campaign of civil disobedience without ceasing or bowing to your demands. And so they did as they intended. They charged him with treason and rape before exiling him in Karamoja. Sounds familiar. They charged him. These are made up charges. This must be Dr. Besige, if I'm right. Yeah, but that was a while back. But anyway, in relation to the poem, if you disobey, are you defying an injustice? So, example, if you go on a hunger strike, whatever, that person can hold you to account. So, way many years back in school, if I can rekindle that, students used to strike, protesting against the school food or the teaching or any other grievances at hand. Even it went further. The universities as well used to have strikes, protests and everything. But I was mesmerized by that because personally, although I was a naughty student, I was a very cheeky student, I would never really cross the line. So in terms of this poem, Why is the doctor crossing the line? You see, non-compliance with the law. In his defiant and hoarse voice, he said, I'm not afraid of Karamoja. Any other jails or anything you throw at me, I'll continue to defy your illegal orders. I'm ready for anything and will continue the campaign of civil disobedience. I think this is the walk to work kind of a time where, you know, walk to work would mean what? You're paralyzing the country. You bring everything at the standstill. Because at the end of the day, the economy has to sustain the country. Businesses have to go on, schools have to run, hospitals have to run. So the whole framework of a country, you bring it down to its knees. Beg your pardon. So if I was married, or if I was to use a married situation, I know I'm saying this, marriage to somebody who's not, when people have problems in their marriages and all those kind of things. So if tomorrow you are used to that family life, you go home and your missus has said she's not going to prepare dinner today, and she does that for a whole week. You know what I mean? She's defying the institution of marriage. So, do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to use a reference point there, but yeah, I think it's relevant. So the walk to work protest of civil disobedience had the consequence of bringing the country to its knees. It can even bring down the government. Was the government of the day ready for change? Tell me. You see, you always talk about these things, the government to terminate. I don't know, because in relation to what you need to know, was the doctor putting himself out there as a sacrificial lamb? Was he ready for anything? Was he ready to put his lion on the cross? You know what I mean? So, if he's ready for the consequences to defy the illegal orders, going to jail, you call it incarceration. You are incarcerated, that means you've lost your rights, you become a number, and you're brought before the law, the courts of the law. You could be punished punitively. And that's where leadership comes in place. Because you have leaders and you have rulers. So if you want to lead, you have to have those who are going to follow you. If you're going to rule, you are imposing yourself on people. Am I right? That's why you have elections, politics, democracy, injustice, justice. If you're brought before the court of law, the law is always deemed to be equal, fair, and just. The Sonnet of a Doctor is the poem on page 139, and it happened, probably it was happening at the time, and did it bring about any change? So that's how it is. So I leave this poem as it is, and we digest it as it is, and pretty much it's a short one. Page 139, Sonnet of the Doctor. The Conversation Continues series. Chapter 2.